Murder on the Orient Express is directed by Kenneth Branagh and it stars a whole bunch of famous actors like Johnny Depp, Kenneth Branagh himself, Josh Gad, Michelle Pfeiffer, Daisy Ridley, Penélope Cruz. There's a lot of famous actors, and it is based on the very classic and famous book by Agatha Christie. And yeah, this is another one of those books that I've actually read multiple times. I'm a big fan of Christie's novels especially, and then there were None and Little Indians. And this one is pretty famous, especially because it has been made a multitude of times, it's been adapted, and the best adaptation is arguably the 1974 one, and even the more recent 2000 or 90 something version. And I grew up watching mystery movies, especially adaptations of Agatha Christie on TV, on Sunday evenings with my parents, and Sunday afternoons especially. And they were a lot of fun. They made me love mystery novels and mystery books, so I was mildly excited and at the same time scared of watching this adaptation by Kenneth Branagh, because it just looked weird from the trailers, like something was slightly off about the film. And there have been multiple famous novels, especially of Victorian era and the early 20th century, that have been adapted for more modern audiences, and sometimes with great successes. I really enjoyed the first two, especially the first one, Sherlock Holmes by Guy Ritchie. They were pretty good, they were more modern, different, and this film tries to be different and at the same time it doesn't. It is very old school in terms of filmmaking. It is shot in 70mm, it has some gorgeous vistas, it tries to have multiple practical effects, the train is real, there are some nice sequences with CGI, the whole setup, it is like a play, but at the same time there are more modern aspects that honestly kind of bring the movie down. I especially did not like the beginning. The first act of this film was pretty bad. It has this whole opening that is made to just showcase how masterful and genius of a detective Poirot is. And Hercule Poirot is, it's kind of an asshole in this film in the beginning. He has OCD basically. There is a whole sequence where he solves a case, and he has some obsessions, like everything has to be equal, so if he steps into shit, both of his shoes should be covered in shit. Stuff like that, that is played for laughs, and that would have been fine honestly, only that he completely disappears as soon as the murder happens. That's just when the movie switches and becomes an honest-to-God adaptation of the novel, but it doesn't work with the beginning. They set up this actiony comedy drama, and then it just becomes your usual murder mystery with some interesting aspects, especially cinematography wise. I think that's the saving grace of this film. The cinematography is gorgeous. There are a lot of tracking shots, like outside of the train, then over the head shots that are quite great, and they go on for a long period of time. That was impressive. But then again, this is a murder mystery, and it is not one of the most exciting novels, in my opinion, of Agatha Christie. Even though I do love it, I think the song like Death on the Nile, which might be the second movie, they even sequel baited at the end for no real reason, like, oh, someone's been killed on the Nile. So what, is just gonna appear when the murder has already taken place? That's not how it goes in the novel. But still, this environment, they try to make it as entertaining and interesting as they can. Set design, everything is great. The soundtrack as well was not memorable, but pretty decent overall. The acting, great, but there are so many characters, like 12 characters if I'm not mistaken, with so many famous actors in those roles that not everyone gets their chance to shine, unfortunately. And in the novel, it is one of those books where essentially it is just interview after interview, dialogue after dialogue, as you can see here. It is a great-ass novel, but in a movie it becomes slightly boring, honestly, not all that entertaining. He goes somewhere, he meets a person, they talk, flashback sequence, they move to another location, he meets another person, they talk, flashback sequence, then sometimes they add some actiony moments to keep things interesting, but they mostly fall flat, and already knowing where the ending is gonna go, there were still a couple of interesting additions that honestly are not all that needed, like an interracial relationship and a couple of minor character differences and changes, but overall, do I recommend you watch Murder on the Orient Express? Honestly, this is worth a rental. When it comes out on DVD, on Blu-ray, definitely watch it at home. It is one of those Sunday afternoon movies to watch with the family and just enjoy it for what it is. But unfortunately, it is not too exciting. It is tonally a lot of really messy, especially from the first half to the second half. Acting great, production design fantastic, but it just lacks that spark, that joy of watching this mystery. It becomes way too serious for its own good, especially compared to the beginning, and that kind of ruined the whole movie. But for people who have never heard of an Agatha Christie novel, of Poirot, of anything, I think you should actually check it out because it is entertaining from someone who doesn't know anything about it. But from those who actually already have experienced this multiple times in better ways, this was kind of a letdown, but still pretty watchable. So guys, have you watched Murder on the Orient Express? Do you like or do you dislike it? And which is your favorite Agatha Christie novel or movie adaptation? Tell me in the comments below. Thanks guys for watching, to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.